to Texas Honda channel. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. Hope everyone is having a blessed day. In this video, we're going to get the K-swap Mazda B2300 going down the road if God is willing. The drive shaft that I used to have in here, I custom mocked up myself, and it was not the best. It wasn't balanced. It was all wobbly. And so my max speed limit was like 25 to 30 miles an hour. So I sent the drive shaft all mocked up to Automotive Driveline, which is in Hurst, Texas. There's the information for the phone number. I'll leave the information in the description as well. They did a really good job with this shaft. This is a 23/25 spline for the RX-8 side of the transmission. They had one of those in stock, so that's awesome. Basically, he needed me to measure from center right here to center right here and get a proper measurement with it lifted up in the air and on the ground for proper measurements, because it is a slip yoke, so it slips in and out of the transmission when you raise it and lower it, or pull in or pull out. And we don't want it to pull out while driving. That would be terrible. So I got him all the information, and I sent him the shaft I had, and he made this bad boy for us. It is a really nice shape. So it was $421, which was not bad compared to all the other drive shaft companies that didn't even want to take this project on for whatever reason. They were the ones willing to do it, so they're getting a huge shout out on the channel. If you guys need drive shaft work, definitely hit them up. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get anything out of this. I just want to tell you they're a really good company. But I'm going to go ahead and get under the truck, put this in, and we'll see if we can go down the road with it. So here we go. All right, the shaft is installed. Now, back here at these bolts, make sure to torque them to the factory specs. Everything should be good to go. I want to show you right here, we have a 1/2 inch of yoke slip with it lifted all the way in the air. This is pushed in as far as this yoke will go with the suspension where it's at and everything. When I lower it down, it'll actually pull it out some. But this thing is about 6 inches long, so we have more than enough yoke slip for any bump that we hit. Because this is its all the way lifted up position, which tells me it's not going to pull out any farther than that or go in any farther than that. So this is absolutely perfect. Huge shout out again to them. Automotive Driveline Supply, Hurst, Texas. Did a really good job. But now I'm going to go ahead and put some fluid in here, and then we'll take it down the road. All right, fluid's all topped off. I think we're ready to take it for a drive. Now, I won't be able to go super crazy with it because it's not tuned yet, but this will be a good test to let us know if it's working. It's driving really good. I'm going to get on it a little bit since I do have a base map on it and everything's looking okay. I'm not going to be able to stay on it and I'm going to have to short shift, but I will let you at least hear it spool up. But it's running pretty good. I'm using the Waze app to measure my miles per hour, so we'll see how fast we can go before it starts getting bad. second. The oil pressure right here was reading in the 22 to 30 psi idle, and while cruising around and just normal startup, it was around 60 to 80 psi, depending on speed and stuff like that. So the oil pressure is really good. I did see the boost gauge go up to about 4 psi, so that's probably where I'm at right about now. I still need to get a proper tune from Michael, but in order to do that, I need to have the wideband sensor hooked up, because as you can see, the wideband is hooked up. The signal is going into the computer. We just have to get a bung installed on the downpipe so we can hook the actual sensor into it. Real quick, I wanted to show you the engine coolant temp on here. Says 183. The gauge just dropped from 182 to 181. So that gauge is pretty accurate. It's pretty cheap too. So I'll leave a link in the description for that gauge. Now that gauge says 104 degrees when it's cold. Like when the engine's cold, it says 104, even if the engine's not 104. But after 104, it seems to read pretty accurate. I mean, pretty close. It's only off by about 2 degrees. But that sensor where I have it is lower than the sensor I have this one. This is actually the factory coolant temp sensor that comes in the Honda engine. So that one's gonna be a little more accurate, but that one's working pretty good, I think. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's turning out. Seems to be doing pretty good. Under the hood doesn't seem to have any issues. The engine being slanted back doesn't seem to be causing an issue with oil pressure, so all that's good, really good news. So yeah, we just got to get it tuned by Michael. Michael's going to be doing remote tune, but he cannot do that until I get the wideband installed. Probably just going to have a bung put in right about here, have the wideband come out, and then we can run that connector and we should have wideband signal, and then he'll have input into the computer for data logging and stuff like that. But it drove great. The mounts that Sunformant made definitely holding up really well, the mount brackets, and everything's seeming to come together really nice. So there's definitely going to be more coming to the channel. I have the racing steering wheel install coming soon. As you can see, got the NRG pieces for that, and you can see the quick release here. So that'll be coming in the near future, so definitely have to stay tuned for that. But yeah, you guys probably couldn't tell in the video, but it was spinning the tires. Whenever I was getting on it, I could feel one of the tires just spinning. I didn't hear no squealing or anything like that, but I could feel it like in the rear end spinning. So I'm definitely going to weld the diff up soon. I know a lot of you are like, just go and get the Ford Ranger, this and that. Yeah, that's great. I will eventually do that. But for the time being, I want to have some fun with the welded diff setup. But everything seems to be holding up on the drive shaft. Nothing's leaking. So we're good there. I'm super happy with how this is turning out, for sure. We will definitely have more pool videos. I get to use my truck again though, so I'm super happy about that. And we have way more content coming to this channel and to my other channel, so please stay tuned to both. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button, hit the like button, it helps tremendously. And if you guys could, please share the videos around. We'll definitely have more coming. So as soon as I have more, I'll let you guys know. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as I like to say, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.